Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Harborplace shops in Baltimore, Maryland's Inner Harbor. So in late March or early April of 2022, I made a video about how these once thriving shopping centers had fallen into disrepair and were essentially sitting mostly vacant and in receivership just a decade after they had been sold to a New York real estate firm for $100 million. And so just a couple days after that video went live, it was announced that these shops had yet again been sold, this time to a local real estate firm who had big plans to revitalize, overhaul the entire area with high-rise apartment buildings and vibrant public spaces. However, 3 years later, these buildings still sit largely vacant and untouched. From what I can tell, it seems like the delay was due in large part due to zoning restrictions that only allowed residential and restaurant establishments here. However, in 2024, in November, that changed when Baltimore voters approved a measure to rezone this area and also allow residential development to happen. But despite that hurdle being cleared, these pavilions still sit here today largely untouched, slowly deteriorating away. So today I thought we'd come and take another look at the area and document it as it stands now, arguably at a crossroads, either on the brink of a major overhaul that's going to reshape this entire waterfront area, or on the verge of becoming yet another case of big promises leading nowhere. So let's get the show on the road, take a look and see what we can find. Wow, this looks exactly the same. Still have a tobacco shop here and this little thing here. This restaurant's still just sitting here, totally abandoned. Is this the Tirnanog restaurant, or is that at the other end? I don't remember. We'll have to take a look. Wow. It's like absolutely nothing has changed. Whatever restaurant this is, again, I can't remember if it's the Tirnanog one or another one, but this is really cool. Still have that super loud hum. Oh, this crepe place is still here. Oh, I remember the restaurant that looks like an old Five Guys. Oh, that's new. So they just hung records on the wall? Crustin', it's like a new restaurant. Yeah, that looks like some kind of new restaurant. I wish that I could get across to you guys the vibe of this place because it just feels so weird. And the other place, if we can get into that one, feels even stranger if it's in the same situation as this one. This was Uno's, I think, right? So the Cheesecake Factory is still open down here. This was Uno's. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to double check myself, but that's gone. Oh yeah, I think this definitely wasn't Uno's. At least I'm deducing that with all the Chicago stuff up here. Okay. So absolutely nothing is going on here, or nothing new, and there are no signs whatsoever that they have plans to do anything. And the Cheesecake Factory is one of the last holdouts, although I don't remember this either. So wait a second. They're planning on tearing all of these down, really at any moment, and yet they're still allowing new businesses to start up here? That doesn't compute with me. So these shops on the outside, there's always been a handful of those and they've done reasonably well. But I don't understand why. I wonder if they're on like a month-to-month lease or like a 6-month lease or something like that. So like all the signs are still down here. That one is covered up, but they're just not doing, it's basically like a dead mall. They're just not doing anything with it. I would expect to see signs saying coming soon or something like that. And there's just nothing. So here's the front of that restaurant. So that says there's a coffee shop in there, except that there's not. But I think there's a coffee shop over in the other one, over here, that I'm gonna try to check out. So let's go see what that other building is like. Maybe it's doing a little bit better. Thank you. So they're having some reception Saturday. So that's the coffee shop I want to check out in a few minutes. Oh, wow. So if you kind of ignore this one-time event that's happening here and sort of look in the background, there's nothing really going on. I'm even more confused now than ever. So this was the old Bubba Gump. So the last couple times I've been here, they've had this second floor blocked off. So I'm going to take advantage of this reception going on up here to capture a little bit of this area up here as well that I normally can't get into. So like I mentioned, if you look past the one-time event that's happening here that they've rented out seemingly the whole place for, and sort of look at what's going on in the background, it's all just empty, vacant shops, except for this random stuff downstairs. It's this weird mix of abandoned and sort of weird, super nice shops trying to make it work in this area. So I don't know if there's a unified plan or not. Oh, I have not been up here.
In addition to that,
all right, so it's hard to get a really accurate read on what's going on here, given this one-time event that's happening here, this reunion reception thing that they've rented out a large part of this building for. But I was actually here a couple months ago and filmed this building and what it looks like on an average day versus now. So maybe I'll throw some of that footage in. We can talk about it in a minute. Wow. It's like nothing has changed. Oh, there's a restaurant in here now? Saturday morning. Why would you agree to open a restaurant in here like that? Unless things are totally different around the corner here, but let's find out. This is crazy. It has the exact same vibe. So that used to be a, what's that seafood place called? Oh, Bubba Gump. It was down here. This does not seem like... Wow. Coming soon, Nostalgia Diner by Heirloom. So what has this investment company done? Because to me, this seems like all just organic growth from random people and random companies wanting to just open shops in available space, probably for dirt cheap. Vinyl and pages. Oh, that would be cool. I'm gonna have to remember to come back here and check this out. This does not seem like it fits. Oh, this is new. Okay. So I don't even know how to really properly evaluate this. The new owners are letting people try to do something with this. That used to be the old Bubba Gump sign. Like, what is this weird sort of pseudo fine dining attempt? In the middle of the hallway here. Soul Cuisine. Was that where Hooters ended up? I don't even remember. But more security. Man, it's people. So the only notable difference, besides, like I said, the random couple of stores that are here, is the crazy amount of security. Arguably makes sense given the area, but they also, I don't know. So, okay, well, that's where we are here. So it seems, for a place that is supposedly heading towards being torn down and overhauled, they're kind of going in the wrong direction. I would think you'd have up signs that say that, you know, a major overhaul is right around the corner. I think with tenants, you'd slowly be winding them down. But instead, especially over the last couple months since I was here, they're doing the opposite. They're adding more tenants. They seem to be attempting to revitalize these shops, these buildings that they claim to be wanting to tear down. This is blocked off now with some sort of pop-up shop, I guess. Although it's, or gym, a pop-up gym. Is that a thing? Oh, and look over there. It's the entrance to the mall that also closed 3 years ago, where they were supposedly on the brink of doing a whole revitalization over there too. 3 years later, nothing's happening. All right, let's go downstairs and walk around the outside of the building there. I think there's an entrance to that coffee shop from the outside that I will want to check out. Does anyone have more insider knowledge than me about what's happening here? Because like I've been mentioning, everything that I have found about this place sort of stops at the rezoning ballot measure being passed in November. Okay, so yeah, this used to be the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, I guess they're called. Oh, excuse me. Wow, these lights are super low. What are they doing with this stuff? This is somehow even a weirder mix than it was a couple years ago. So Hooters back in the day when I used to come to these places was upstairs, and then I moved downstairs, and now it's closed. MCB Real Estate, Harborplace. Crust was the place that we saw in the other building. What message? So vendors, support our vendors to learn more. What are they doing here? This is the message that the real estate company that owns it and plans to flatten these buildings is sending. I don't get it. But let's go into this coffee shop real quick and see if we can get something. Okay, so that actually is Saturday morning, but not the Saturday morning chain that I'm used to. See if I can set this up here real quick. All they had was hot coffee, and they don't have any of those little covers, whatever those cardboard things are to keep you from burning yourself, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to drink this without destroying my hand. This is a cool little spot here. Just right in the middle of everything. And yet, I am clueless now, even more, I guess more clueless, what in the world is going on with this area. Because like we saw, there are signs up from the real estate company that owns this and plans to demolish all these, promoting all of the vendors and the new vendors that are joining here. So I just don't get it. All right, let's keep walking around and hopefully I don't burn myself. Let's go back here in the first building really quick and just kind of do another quick little walkthrough. Then maybe we will call it for today's video. We're back at Uno's. So like I mentioned before in previous videos, I'm sure, I'm torn because I love the vibe that these old places give off when you can just hang out in the silence and just sort of feel the whatever ambiance of the place. But it also, like, they need to do something with it because it just creates problems. All right, so what do we think? Are these places on the verge of being overhauled completely and having a whole new face given to the Inner Harbor? Or are they going to do what so many other buildings like this have done before and just continue to sit here and slowly deteriorate until eventually they sit entirely vacant? So, curious what you think. If you like this and you like this sort of thing, give me a thumbs up. If you feel so inclined, feel free to subscribe, hit the little bell, the notifications, it'll let you know when I upload next. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.